Hello dear friends, today I am recording an approximately 10-minute video. I'll try to cover the interesting topic of market cyclicality, what I will be doing in this volatile market next year, and my thoughts on everything that has happened and will happen in the market. So, without further ado, let's get started. I have a theory that the market is cyclical, with 151 weeks of growth and 151 weeks of decline, as shown in this chart, that I published in April 2019. If you see here, the 151 weeks of growth ended in November 2021. After that, there were 151 weeks of decline, and this included the FTX crash. If we create new charts, this is essentially where it ended, and from here we continue to grow. Why am I saying all this? You might be wondering right now. We actually have exactly 1 year left, from today until the end of this very moment in this current cycle. The current bull market will end in September 2025, and we are currently in a bull market. You have seen what has been happening over the past 6 months, even a year, and that's just what I want to talk about now. So we have all the categories and performances here, of course, memes in this bull run, and they have surged. At the moment, it has corrected quite significantly, the market by 60, 70, even 80%, and now it's $42 billion. This is a crazy result, actually, and DeFi and blockchain infrastructure and basically everything. It's like the second fastest growing sector is real world asset, or RWA, or now RWA, call it whatever you like. These are real world assets, the essence of which is to tokenize all assets into stocks, bonds, indices, precious metals, gems, real estate, and more, such as so on. I have been observing this for quite a long time, since 2018. And back then it was simply called tokenization, security token exchanges, security tokens, and so on. But there were too many problems because a specific party had to issue a certain license for security tokens, and specific platforms were required for this. Only accredited investors should be on this exchange, and it should trade security tokens. And basically, this combination didn't exist because conditionally there were only 2-3 people in the whole country who were interested, and there was absolutely no market, and it stagnated and stagnated until 2021, when this new trend of real world asset was launched. I was pleasantly surprised that they relaunched it, and generally speaking, I would say that any rebranding is always a green flag, because it is a company and everyone understands that they are already in some kind of stagnation and need a relaunch with rebranding by another team, a different approach, and so on and so forth. So this is usually done to make another leap, and that's what we see. Yes. So I am specifically focusing on this industry because $9 billion, just so you understand, is indeed a significant amount. For instance, a single blockchain could be worth even more. If we look at some chains, we can see that a hypothetical Polkadot, which is barely holding on, already shows you that the world, and so on, is the capitalization of the entire industry. They are planning to tokenize the entire stock market, and the first to do this is specifically BlackRock. Larry Fink, the head of BlackRock, said that they are doing it, they will be doing it, and they are currently laying the groundwork so that other smaller funds and smaller investors can follow. The same thing happened when the ETF was being processed. That is, there was an application for a Bitcoin ETF, I don't know, probably for the last 4 years they have been applying, until the moment when BlackRock submitted their application, and it was approved, and now Trump is saying that possibly Larry Fink, but he will nominate him for the position if he becomes president, for the position of Secretary of the Treasury. He understands that This is the most respected and powerful person in the entire industry, who is a strong advocate for this sector, specifically this project ONDA. This is a project by BlackRock, and the website states that there are people from BlackRock and everything else, meaning BlackRock, and a person who worked there, the head, worked at Goldman Sachs. So there are also kind of BlackRock's hands involved. Therefore, the situation is such that how is it likely to work? Meaning certain tokenized stocks will be traded on specific blockchains, meaning their ticker will be on specific blockchains. Currently, there are only 2 blockchains that have official country licenses. The first one is Mantra, which is from Saudi Arabia or some country in the Middle East, I don't remember exactly. And then there is Polymesh, which has a Swiss license. So accordingly, Polymesh, all unlocked tokens are already available. This is an old project. They did a rebranding. It used to be Polymath. Well, the market capitalization is laughable because it should be measured in billions. And that's the story. Almost everything is unlocked. Also in Mantra, they are behaving quite aggressively, capturing, you could say, different countries, but already with super impressive growth. Well, okay, not from here, but at least from 1,000 to 1,300%, but that's insane growth. Percentages, but that's insane growth. I generally look at the entire RWA industry. You can see all these projects here, and if we start talking about the technical part, we have something on the market called cycles. We have an old token like this one. This, for example, is how it goes. Decline, 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 then capitulation, and then there is what you could call a pump, a cycle, and so on. I would call it a pre-pump. These are people who understand that something is brewing, because accumulating such funds is quite difficult. After that, there are approximately 3-4 weeks of reaccumulation again, and then the same story happens. So we don't believe in eternal growth and so on, but there are certain cycles, and then another approximately 100 days of accumulation, and then the same story repeats. It's the same story. Between this growth and this one, it's also about 100 days, give or take. So this is actually indeed the story we have here. According to my theory, we have time until September 2025. We will have a few more months of some accumulation, and then we will just go somewhere either to the middle of the channel or the middle of the channel. Well, this is in all the projects that have leveled out, either the middle of the channel or the high or the new high. So that's what I'm focused on right now. That's my target, and all these projects that are currently out there, well, the main task is to buy low and sell high. That's why I don't even have a super cool project like Mantra in my portfolio. Because I don't have my entry point. I don't want to be the one unloading on someone else. So that's how it is. If you want more videos from me on different topics, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. In general, if you want to join a private community where I share my ideas and it's all absolutely free, please find the link below the video. It was great to see you. Hugs to everyone.